Hello, fans, and welcome again to another episode of High and Tight. I'm John Nolan, the PBR Virginia DC Content Manager and the Northern Virginia Scouting Director. With me, as always, coming to you from the Richmond area is Jason Burton, the PBR Virginia DC Scouting Director. Jason, last weekend we had our first pair of events. What was your favorite part of the weekend?
Oh, that's hard to say. It was both days were a ton of fun. Honestly, I enjoy the time at events, watching players as opposed to the immense amount of content that we roll out post event. It always makes for a busy week, but love being at events. We had over 70 players this weekend, so it was good.
To talk about today. Today, we are going to discuss our first events from 2023 as we highlight some of the players that jumped out at us at Saturday's preseason ID in Northern Virginia at Complete Game in Manassas. Just a quick note before we get into this, while a lot of players had very good days, and we will continue to highlight them on social media and the website in the coming weeks as we break down the event. Today on this pod, we are planning to just focus on a select few. And I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity here to go first. And I want to talk about one of the players who really jumped out on the mound. He was actually the first guy to jump up on the mound on Saturday morning. So, really, our first bullpen of 2023 here. And that is 2026 right handed pitcher catcher Caden Behan out of South County. Caden, 6'2, 200 pounds, physical, strong frame, showed some fastball velocity, was up to 85, sat right around 83, 84. Change up, showed a little bit of a feel for the curveball, needs to tighten it up as he continues to fill out and get stronger. Very short arm action, some quickness to it, simple, repeatable from a higher slot. Already showing the velocity for a high school freshman, being up into the mid 80s range there. So that arm strength should carry around also. Now, I mentioned that he's a catcher and he had an opportunity to stand out two ways. With the way we had the event set up on Saturday, didn't get a chance to watch hitters. Bert, did you get a chance to see Bihan hit?
I did. Like you said, strong physical kid. So obviously that plays into the swing a little bit now. He's still a freshman, so plenty of time for things to change. I would definitely say right now, long term arm first. You mentioned the short arm stroke. I would say kind of. I mentioned this to somebody post event this weekend. Kind of a little bit kind of Jack O'Connorish with the short arm stroke, but big physical kid and kind of a downhill tilt to the fastball. It played down. It had some life. I really liked him on the mound.
Where you want to go next, since I kind of stole that one a little bit from you?
No, I'm going to jump over to a two-way guy, Fork Union. He was actually supposed to be at the event on Sunday and had to switch over and came to the event Saturday. And just glad he was able to make it a 27. So a Rising Stars guy. Drew Wade out of Fork Union Military Academy, lives in the Charlottesville area. Uh, really liked him on the mound. Obviously, like any, usual any seventh or eighth grader, um, he's got room to grow in terms of velocity and things like that. But he moved well on the mound, the arm work. He's athletic. He was a mid upper 70s guy on the mound, but probably more so than anything, loved the swing at the plate. Left-handed hitter. Thought the swing played, balance, feel for the barrel. Um, I think he's got an opportunity or a chance to be special long term.
I'm gonna go ahead and stick in Northern Virginia, stick arm again. Like I said, I'm mostly gonna lean arm here because of the way complete game is segmented, the way we did the event. I was on the bullpens and defense during the second part. So I'm gonna stick in Northern Virginia here. I'm gonna stick with 2026 arms. I'm gonna go Shota Fogus, Lake Braddock High School right-handed pitcher, 5'10", 160. It's a lankier athletic frame. He throws from a lower arm slide. He's got a little bit of length in that arm action, but it shortens up to a nice quick stroke. Pretty clean. Throws with a little bit of intent, gets downhill, drop and drive delivery. Fastball was up to 84, was mostly in that 81, 83 range. Showed the ability to fire a changeup in there as well as actually showed some spin on his breaking ball. running that up in the 2,400 range. Pretty good place to be for a high school freshman in January. A lot of time for him to continue to add strength, continue to add grip strength, and be able to generate more spin on that breaking ball. So again, that's Shota Fogus, a right-handed pitcher out of Lake Braddock. Bert, where you want to go next?
Sorry, Nolan was on mute, trying to keep everything silent for you. Uh, I'm going to jump to a 24 out of Bishop O'Connell, Mark Sirianni. Strong, physical, right-handed hitter. Corner, I think he's long-term projection. Corner infield, corner outfield. He's got some pop at the plate, a little bit of power potential. Doubles power, chance for more. He's got some feel for the barrel. There's balance. There, it's repeatable. Just think he's got a chance to be, especially this year after O'Connell lost some of its main contributors. I think he's got a chance to be a strong offensive piece for O'Connell.
Okay, I'm gonna come out 66 from O'Connell. I'm gonna go to the alma mater here, and talk about one of the Kaywood brothers who were there, the twins. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about Alex from Chantilly High School. Alex Kaywood, a 2025 right-handed pitcher, middle infielder, 5'11", bats left, throws right. I want to focus in on him up on the mound primarily. Again, 78 to 83, touched up to 84. It's a very, very, very short arm action. From a higher slot, gets on top of the ball and drives it down into the zone a little bit. Really, really thought he did a decent job with his changeup, cut the spin out on it, showed some good arm speed on it as well. The curveball could use a little bit of work, but he's in a decent place to be right now as a high school sophomore. Did you get a chance to see him hit? I know he hits from the left side, and I know how we all like the left sided hitters.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Alex and Nick are both left-handed hitters, if I'm correct. Both 25s. Um, I'm just checking on that right now. Yeah, both 25s, both left-handed hitters. Again, like the balance in the swing, it repeats well. They show some feel for the barrel, both of them. And they're left-handed hitters. So we kind of, I told them we all save the best for last in terms of the what infielders hitting last in that final group. So letting the left-handers get to kind of finish things up always perks everybody up and gives everybody something to look forward to. All right, next guy that I'm going to take, I'm going to actually take two. We talked about Alex and Nick. They are twins. I'm going to go with another set. I think they're twins, same class, brothers. Nate and Caleb Houghton Henley, 225s, just like Alex and Nick. Caleb and Nate are 25s. They play at St. John's. Um, Caleb, right-handed hitter, outfielder, above average arm strength, above average runner. I think it's a contact bat right now, line drives. It gets a little bit pull side, but again, good athlete with above average arm strength, can play a couple positions in the outfield. And then brother Nate Houghton Henley, biggest arm velo of the day in the outfield. Nolan said he almost got clipped. 92 from the outfield, 394, 30 and 96 exit velo. I think we talked about what his bat speed was, upper 70s. Yeah, 77.3, above average hand speed. Um, can run, can throw, has some juice to the pull side. Both of them lean strength to the body, just like the physical makeup and like some of the tools for Nate and Caleb Houghton Henley, 25s out of St. John's.
Yeah, and Burton, like you were saying, I was filming defense, and so when you're filming outfield, there's you're offset by about 15 or so degrees, so you feel like you should be safe, and you usually are. But they came in, and there was noticeable velocity jump, especially when Nate got in there, and his first one. I don't know if it's that it was just buzzing by me at 92, and that's a little louder than whatever was beforehand, or if it was a little closer. I'm not really sure. My head was stuck in the camera, but I definitely felt that one going by. All right, one more guy for me. I'm going to go ahead and go down to Stafford High School to talk about 2025 left-handed pitcher outfielder Connor Smith. I want to focus again on him on the mound. He's a left guy, 6'3", 170, lanky frame. A lot of projection left to his frame. He throws from a lower arm slot, is a little jerky in the motion, got to clean and smooth that up as we go right now, but he's got some time to do that. It is a long, loose, easy arm action. Not a lot of effort. The ball kind of jumps out of his hand. He generates a lot of late life on that to arm side with some sink. Um, Fastball 80-82, touch 83 from the left side. So definitely a lot to like. Intriguing from that arm slot, from that arm action. Um, Spins it, change up, breaking ball, pardon me, the slider. He could throw the slider a little bit harder. He was having a little issue with feel with it. It's early in the season, but I really like the way the changeup was there too. So again, you got that lanky low slot lefty. Definitely something to keep an eye on, start looking at. You mentioned he wasn't at Stafford last year, right? Where did you see him at last spring?
I'm pretty sure, unless there's another intriguing left-hander in the Fredericksburg area. I saw him at Fredericksburg Christian last year. He came in relief. I think the arm action has cleaned up a little bit. I didn't mind it just because it was something different last spring. It was short and it was a little bit more edgy last spring. There's a little bit more flow to it now. It's the low slot. Again, I still think he's very intriguing. Like you said, what is he, 6'3"? 6'4". There's plenty of room to grow into his frame, and again, I like the slot. It's different. I think kind of the sky's the limit for him. Stay in Northern Virginia. I'm going to go to Patrick Saito. Patrick is a 25 out of West Springfield High School, right-handed hitter, corner outfielder, first base, strong kid. And honestly, Patrick's just one of those guys that just we got to see him in Mid Atlantic State games this fall, and honestly, he's just one of those guys where the bat just shows up in game. I thought he did a really nice job at state games this fall, hitting in game, producing in game. He's an average runner, average arm strength from the outfield. Again, I think he's going to be corner outfield and first base long term. But the simplicity and the repeatability of the swing, I think, is going to give him a chance to hit, at a pretty consistent clip. Again, I like the swing. He's got some feel for the barrel. It's short, it's simple, it's not a ton of moving parts. Again, that's Patrick Saito, 25, out of West Springfield. And then I'm going to go back to Bishop O'Connell, a 26, Jack Woda. This is a guy where we've seen a ton of video on social media, and just kind of getting an opportunity to see some guys, in person. I like the catch and throw. I think it's average arm strength now. Obviously, he's a 26. It'll continue to get stronger. Um, Infield velo, same thing, average. But it's behind the plate. It's a quick exchange. It's a short arm action. Everybody that I've talked to that has seen, we haven't had an opportunity to see Jack play in game. They talk about how accurate he is around the bag. Offensively, it's a little bit uphill. It's kind of a one-piece swing. Hands are set back. It's minimal hand load. Um, he showed some doubles power to the pull side gap. Um, he seems like he has some feel for timing. So I think the offense will come, and it's not bad now. The offense will come. It'll continue to get better, but his ability to catch and throw and receive, I think, is a little bit advanced for his age.
All right, and I think that's going to just about do it here as we're going to wrap up talking about the Northern Virginia event. Again, make sure you check the website. We did the stats release immediately after the event on Monday. Social media on all of our feeds, Instagram and Twitter. We have been getting out players who stood out at the event. We're going to continue highlighting them. And make sure you check back here later on this week as we will also break down the Richmond event in a future podcast. And then don't make sure you catch our running series that has been going on so far of our interviews with left-handed pitcher from the Diamondbacks, Joe Mantiply. A lot of good information on that, and that's been running here for the last week. So that's going to do it for us on this here episode, and we will see you at the next one.